Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Douglas Madenford, our resident Pennsylvania Dutchman. How are you, Douglas?
I'm alright, but I could use another cup of coffee.
Oh, you ain't getting mine. That's just over here.
Anyway.
I would share, but it's early.
Sharing's caring.
Yeah.
Well, what's the question?
Well, today's question comes in from a Jessica Madenford of Howard, Pennsylvania. And Jessica wants to know, are all Dutchmen redundant? Or do they always state the obvious? She says here, one morning, as Dottie went downstairs to work, the kids wanted to come down and play with Dottie. And Dottie called up to the wife and said, you know, they can't stay down here while we're filming. And what she wanted to say is, no crap. But she says, yes, honey. Yes, I know. So she wants to know if all married-in Dutch women have this issue with their husbands.
I've been shanghaied on this. What was her name?
Jessica Madenford of Howard, Pennsylvania.
I think I know that lady. That's my wife.
Well, hot diggity dog.
So she wants to know if all Pennsylvania Dutchmen are...
State the obvious.
State the obvious.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I can't speak for all Pennsylvania Dutchmen, but let me tell you something. I think the answer is yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because all too often at where I work or in society, you say something, and unless you are ridiculously clear, people don't understand you anymore.
And then you gotta be even more clear and say it again.
Yeah, and you know, maybe I'm a little ridiculous about some things. Maybe some people would say a lot ridiculous. I don't know. I'm set in my ways. That's a Pennsylvania Dutch trait. I think it's in our DNA.
I think it is. My father was the same way.
My father, I was raised that way too. My father was very clear about things. He said X and you knew X. There was no hidden innuendos or hidden agenda.
No, it's because they said it 5 or 6 dozen times, you know. I'd be out raking and the old man would be like, hey, now make sure you don't miss him. I thought, yeah, Dad, that's the point of raking, you know. It's like you don't want to miss any of the leaves. I'm not going to leave them here. Like, whew.
Now, some people see that as being a little over the top. But
overkill or just enough?
No, I think it's... Look, we say in Pennsylvania Dutch that if you want something done right, then you have a Pennsylvania Dutchman do it. Now that... You could interpret that a couple ways. That's kind of a little... But anyway, I think it's... Because... we are set in our ways, and if we want something done a certain way, then we want to. Then it should be done that way. End of story. And if you deviate from the plan, then there's gonna be problems.
Well, that's
now
funny.
I don't think. Now here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, that's funny because there actually is a P.S. here.
Oh no.
And she says that the way that a Dutchman learns to do something is how it is done, forever. Is this so for all Dutchmen?
Well, sure.
So even if there's another way or a different way, that's
not the right way.
That's not the right.
I don't know what to think about it. You're making sauerkraut, all right?
Yeah.
Like, so you got all your cabbage. There's a recipe. The Pennsylvania Dutch have been making it for hundreds of years. Why would you deviate from that?
I don't know. I don't think you would. Yeah, it does work.
It works. So you do it the way it works.
That's true, yeah.
What more needs to be said?
Well, I guess we got it there.
To defend I love my wife. But I'll be honest, is this confession time now?
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes she says things to me that are a little redundant, too.
Oh, do tell, Doug.
Oh, no, I'm not airing any dirty laundry in front of all these people.
Well, it's not dirty one. It's give us a dirty sock. That's all.
But sometimes, you know, she says things like, "Did you vacuum?"
Does she have a Dutch accent now too?
It's what I hear. I don't know. It's what it goes in like. I don't know if it actually sounds like that. Did you vacuum? Now, apparently, sometimes she must ask me that multiple times. I don't know why. I heard her the first time. Maybe I had something else going on and I didn't get to it right away. But son of a gun, then she's, did you vacuum? No. Did you vacuum? No, but I will. Did you vacuum? She does stuff like that. Now, is that the same as what I did? Now, I don't fault my wife.
No,
she's right. I didn't vacuum yet.
No, what if you've been married so long that one of you is picking up on the other person's traits? So which one's the chicken, which one's the egg now? Was she the redundant one, or are you the redundant one? Or are you both, and maybe that's why she picked you?
I think we say now, mind blown.
Oh, yeah.
Does that answer get me off?
Maybe.
Yes, that's it. We both are redundant. I'm no more redundant than she is.
All right, I think that's a good one. That's a safe one there,
My
too.
dad was the same way like yours.
Oh, yeah.
He told me how to do something 85 times, and it was always the same way. But he told me 85 times. Like your old man like the raking.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the way we are.
It's in our DNA.
I don't see that as a bad thing, is it?
Well, I guess if it was done... No, even if it was done the first time, we'd still probably keep telling you to do it that way after it's finished.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's springtime now, and my dad asked me if I raked my leaves. Just last week.
Well, I mean, I guess you always want to double check. At least you can say we're thorough.
We are thorough people, that's for sure.
Thoroughbreds.
Hey, don't look at it. Mrs. Madenford, I apologize if I'm a little too redundant sometimes. That's a personal confession.
He just wants to make sure he gets everything.
I just want to make sure you do it right.
For you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's it. What he said.
He's looking out for you.
Why, for sure.
So, if you viewers out there, do you folks have any stories like this? Or do you find
about
any...
me?
No, well, maybe about you, I don't know.
If there's stories about my wife, then yeah, write in, I want to know.
No, we're talking stories about, this
redundancy.
Stating the obvious.
Oh, stating the obvious.
Well,
I think it goes back to what I said. Society now, I tell my high school students stuff, and they look at me like I'm speaking another language.
Well, that's because they're not listening these days.
Well, that's it, and that's what I mean. I think, we have to be redundant and overstate the obvious, because apparently people don't get it if you don't.
No, I think you're right now.
We were ahead of the time again.
No.
We foreshadowed where society would be.
I think you're right. Because, well, if you think about it, we read all those books, those old ones, what are they, the Brave New World and the 1984, and there's some more of them. I think we are heading that way, but I think we're due for another book. Maybe we ought to write a Dutch book, or the Dutch perspective of where we think the future's going, and then fix it, and then make you read it 100 times until we get it right.
I'm going to keep doing what I do.
And what's that?
Well, Mrs. Madenford, she loves me, I think. So I'm just going to keep... I can't change now. That ship sailed.
All right, well, I think you heard it from the Dutchman.
Thank you for the question, honey.
All righty, until next time.
Mach's gut. If you have a question, why you have to email us at bustapa@yahoo.com.